Hello, hello, I am back again. You guys, say hello to me as you're jumping on. Hopefully I'm in the right place. Hopefully I'm inside the Profitable Mompreneur group. As I'm jumping on, let me know. I'm going to check and see. On my screen. I don't see anyone jumping on yet. I was just on my personal profile and let me see. Okay, awesome. I'm seeing you guys pop on like crazy all of a sudden. So hi Marilette, hey Kaylin, hey Missy. Okay, you guys, say hello. Let me know where you're watching from, okay, so I can give you a shout out. And tonight is kind of like a deep dive, you guys. This is kind of like a special deep training, okay, for you, because I've been getting a lot of questions, and also on the flip side, I've been seeing a lot of success stories from my ladies inside of the academy, okay? So hi Megan. So for those of you who might be new to the group, my name is Amanda Kajek. I am the CEO of Amanda Kajek Coaching, the founder of this amazing community filled with all of you amazing women from around the globe and all these different types of businesses and backgrounds, right? We have women in here who are in network marketing. We have women who are affiliates. We have photographers. I think we even have maybe some realtors in here, okay? So what I'm about to share with you is actually something that you can do no matter what business you're in, okay, you guys? So I am a Facebook marketing strategist, that is my specialty, and a business coach, okay? I work with serious entrepreneurs, leaders in network marketing space, those of you who are building your teams and scaling, right? Maybe thinking about more, even you're wanting to get into that coaching aspect of it, right? So that you can, coach your team and show them the skills that they need, right? Maybe create your own courses and programs, right? And, really those serious women who want to build and scale on social. So that is what I do. And if you're in this group, then likely you're here because you are interested in those things. I hope that's why you're here. So say hello, you guys. I can see who's watching. I haven't seen comments yet, but let me know where you're watching from, okay? And say hello. And we are going to get started. Okay, so tonight I really wanted to dive into a couple questions that I had got from some people who were asking, what's the fastest way? Like, what would I do if I had to start all over again? And another question that I want to really, not forget to answer, because I just had her ask it today, was, what's the difference between, the strategies I'm using and teaching and like using attraction marketing, using your group, right? And really utilizing that compared to on your personal profile, okay? So I'm going to, I'll kind of answer that one at the end, but really, you guys, really what I would do and what I really suggest to do are things that I've already done, right? But if I started over knowing what I know now, I wouldn't have struggled for those, 3.5, 4.5 years, and I wouldn't have spent thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. I don't want my husband to hear that, on, just trying to keep up with my company's auto ship and those products, and, dragging the team along and helping them out just to hold ranks, right? All those things that we weren't told that we would have to do, right? Most of us were told it was easy, you just make a post and then people are going to buy from you and all of your friends and family are going to want it. And it's, look at, so-and-so, they're already at, level 5 elite and they're earning their car and their trips, right? We all had these big dreams, thought it would be easy, right? The majority of us, right? Most women who I talk to, and most of you who are in here, you have those big dreams and those big goals. You don't just want the shoe fund, right? You want to be able to retire so you can stay home with your kids. You want to be able to cut back your work hours so that you can help out your spouse or help out with your family members for, you know, their kids, right? If you're a grandparent or something, you want to be able to quit your job altogether and travel, right? So for those of you with those big dreams and goals, you're going to love what I have to tell you next, okay? Because these are the things that you can take and you can use and you can implement right away, and they're going to be able to help you do that, okay? So the very first thing that I would do is, you know, I would know who I was talking to right off the bat. I would definitely make sure that I was showing up with, you know, top of mind, who is that person that I'm talking to that I'm going to sell my services to? Who wants what I have and who urgently, right? Who has that urgent need and that pain for what I have to offer, right? Are they looking for a weight loss solution? Are they looking for, you know, something that's going to help them be able to lose the weight fast because they need to have a surgery or they're going on a family trip, right? Who is that person to you? And know them. Visualize them. That's what I would do, okay? So when I first started out, what I was doing was I thought that I had so many products. I knew I was talking to women, but I was like talking to all women, okay? Everybody needed it, okay? And then if I would see somebody, if I would see, like, even in person, if I would see someone, I remember being told, like, you know, you should go up to them and if they had bad acne, you should, you know, how would you approach them? I remember in our team threads, people saying, oh, well, what would you do to approach them? And now thinking back to that, I think, oh my gosh, how traumatizing would that be for that person that you are pointing out their biggest insecurity, right? And saying, I have something that can help you. And you know, that's the big thing that I want you to take away from this right now is you're doing the same thing on your social media profiles. You're doing that exact same thing when you're shoving your stuff in people's faces before they've asked for it, okay? So what I would do is I would know who that person is that I'm going to be connecting with, okay? And I would know how can I offer them value in such great detail that they can reach out to me, right? So if that person who had that bad acne was in my presence at all and saw me, they would already know that I had something to offer them and they would reach out to me. I would never be trying to figure out a way to approach them to say, like, I noticed you have really bad acne and I have something that can help you with that, right? No, they would be coming to me because I already would know who I was speaking to and I'd be showing up in a way that was giving them all of the information that they needed to decide that I was the obvious choice for them, okay? So that's the very first thing that I would be doing. I would know exactly who I was talking to and how I'm going to give them what they want so they ultimately knew that I was the obvious choice for them. The second thing that I would do is I would go to the places that they were. I wouldn't wait for them to come to me. I would know where they were hanging out, right? I wouldn't just be friending every single person on my Facebook profile, right? I would be going to where they're hanging out, right? And where is that? Where do the people who want to buy, I'm just going to stick with skincare, okay? Where do people who want to buy or who have acne, where do they hang out? Where do they hang out? They hang out in places that have solutions to their problem. They hang out on other people's platforms that have the answers to acne, right? And that is where I would go. I would go to where they were hanging out, okay? So I wouldn't wait for them to find me. I'd be showing up consistently, knowing who I was talking to. I'd go to where they are hanging out, and then I would make sure, you guys, that I was building that rapport with them and connecting and building that relationship, right? So when they saw me showing up with a value, saw me in the group where they're hanging out, right? So if they're hanging out on TikTok, if they're hanging out on Instagram, if they're hanging out on YouTube, it doesn't matter where. It doesn't matter where you are. If you're in a group, if you're on someone else's post and you have what they have to offer, what would I be doing? I'd be making sure I was connecting with that person, okay? This is something that we're never taught. I would make sure that I commented on something on their post, right? In their profile. I would comment on one of their posts. I would send them a message, right? I might send them a friend request, but I would connect with them so they already know that I care about them and that now they're going to see what I have on my profile. They're going to think, oh, who is this Carly that just commented on my stuff, right? Who is this? Now she keeps showing up in my feed. Who is this person? Oh, interesting. She was talking about, skincare. She was talking about this amazing product. Oh, wait, I saw that her son had acne and his skin looks amazing now. Wait a minute. I need to see what this chick has going on, right? I would get in front of them. I would know who I was talking to, and I would make sure I was where they're hanging out, and I would build that connection with them, okay? The simplest things, okay? And here's the big one. And here's the big one where most people are not showing up, okay? This is where most people are making the big mistake, and that is going live and getting in front of them so that you can build that connection and that rapport so much faster. In the beginning, I was terrified. I thought, I don't know how to go live. I'm terrified of people seeing me mess up, stumbling over my words, sounding stupid. I didn't like the way I looked. I didn't like the sound of my voice because I have quite a low voice. All of those things, those nitpicky things that's me. That's my self-confidence issue, right? That's something with me. So I would flip that around and think about who is your person that you know you'll be talking to, and think about them. Picture them and picture how you're going to be able to help them, okay? So I would show up live. That's exactly what I would do differently. I would show up live and I would get in front of them so that they could hear me, right? Hear me, the thing that I'm scared of. See me, the thing that I'm nervous about, right? And get to know me even faster, because essentially through that, ultimately, you guys are getting a feel for you. They're getting a feel for who you are, right? And by doing that, you're building that rapport faster, you're creating that relationship faster, and you're sending them value so much faster just by being able to have that two-way connection, that two-way reciprocation, right? Like right now, I can see Anna, I can see Ash, okay? I can see Marilette, I can see Debbie and Lisa, right? So for some reason, I can't see your guys' comments tonight. I don't know if you're commenting or not. I literally can see you guys watching, but I'm not seeing any comments. So it's probably just a Facebook thing because I'm seeing you on here. But okay, and I have some questions coming in here. So yes, awesome. So I am seeing a comment. So you guys start commenting because I just saw a comment come up here. So let me know if you have any questions. So Dawn just asked, awesome. Now suddenly, okay, so I swiped over and now I'm seeing your comments. So I would get in front of them live, okay? That's the very first thing, okay? These are the core things, you guys, core things that you need to do if you want to grow and scale so much quicker, okay? So getting in front of them live. Don't be scared of your insecurities. Think about the value that you can bring that person, right? So you're not showing up talking about you need this product because it has this, plant, whatever based ingredient from wherever, right? You're not talking about that. You're talking about what value you can give them, right? Like, as for an example, like, are you washing your pillowcases weekly? Are you using a new face cloth in the shower, right? These types of things are giving value, not talking about your products, right? Sales are for Messenger. Sales are for Messenger. Write it down, okay? You are not selling on your personal profile, okay? Or in your groups, okay? Your sales should be happening privately, okay? You are just creating value, okay? So that's what I would do, okay? I would know who I was talking to. I would be where they're going to be. I would build that rapport and create that relationship in a way that they're going to be reaching out to me and buying what I have without me even having to, ask them, right? Like what we talked about if you saw the interview with Lisa on my profile earlier, okay? And then ultimately, I'd be connecting, engaging with them on their content. So now we're connected, okay? I'd be sending them messages with, further tips and information, right? So if you had free content, you had something of value that you could offer them, right? That makes them feel special. That makes them feel special when you're helping them and sending them that stuff. That makes them feel like you care. Whereas everyone else is sending them a friend request, not messaging them, not commenting on their stuff, and only caring about the sale. Okay, do you see the difference? If you want to stand out, okay? And ultimately you want to get them to those calls so you can convert, okay? So that's like the straight profit building activities that you should all be doing. Simple. It's so simple, but there has to be a strategy and there has to be a plan, okay? And then what I would do is, and this is what I've done, you guys, I would automate it, okay? I would automate it a little bit more. So you're showing up live and I have to do everything in the evenings. Some of you may work, right? So now what do? You've been showing up live with value. You're going to save those videos and you're going to repurpose them and reuse them, okay? You can repurpose those and reuse those so that down the road, if someone who you're talking to has that same issue, you have something you can send them. Hey, look, I just did a training on this. Would this, I think this would be valuable to you. Would you like to take a look, right? Something as simple as that, okay? You want to, be able to save yourself time from the time you've already put in, okay? But if you keep doing things the way you are doing things, right, you find yourself in this vicious circle. And I've been there, okay? I've done those same things. So these pointers and these tips are the things that I've learned to do over time, and they're the exact things that I would take and I would do immediately if I had to start over again. And they are the things that I have done, right, to get to where I am now. And the things that you ladies are learning and doing, and you ladies in the academy are doing that are getting results so fast, like Lisa, Naima, Mary Jo was on holidays for like most of the summer, had people reaching out to her, right? So these are the things that you guys need to do. Instead of having that squirrel brain, right, where you're jumping from training to training, from group to group, and trying to gather all the different free information, and you guys, again, I'm not pointing fingers. I've done this before too. This is what I did. I would get into these groups. I would follow these leaders who I thought had all the information that I needed. And then I would go on their YouTube channel and I would get a little bit more of information. Oh, she mentioned this on her live video. Oh, what was that? And then I would Google it. And I would try to put that puzzle piece together, right? And eventually, what did I do? I like burnt out. I learned value and I learned those little things, but it was that vicious circle and that burnout and getting nowhere. And then what happens? It's October, right? Is it October? It's like we're in the last quarter of the year, you guys. Okay? And next year, what are you going to do? You're going to pick a word. You're going to pick a word that you want for the year that's going to be meaningful to you. You're going to make a new New Year's resolution, right? You're going to tell yourself that you want to grow and scale your business, and this year is going to be the year, and it's going to be this year again. It's going to be like this, okay? It's going to be another repeat of what you're already doing because you're stuck in this vicious cycle and you're not taking action because you don't have the accountability, you don't have the support, you don't have the skills. You have amazing products that work, right? You're seeing people get results, right? You're getting the value, but you're not putting it together and you're not taking action, okay? So these are the things, and like that's the biggest thing that I could tell you to do is to do these things, have that support, have that accountability, and take action, and you will get results like these ladies who I've just listed off here, right? And if you watched Lisa, and if you've watched any of my other past interviews with any of the other ladies, and if you, even my success, you guys, right? If you are, like I said, it does not matter what type of company you're in, okay? It does not matter. If you're using these skills, they apply to any business because you're using and leveraging social media in order to grow and scale your business. You can have an amazing business, but you cannot grow and scale without following these core steps, this formula, because you need to be able to show up in front of your audience as that specialist. You need to know who you're talking to. You need to know where they're hanging out, and you need to know, how am I going to get them to reach out to me, right? You can still be reaching out to them in the beginning. Like I said, I would be showing up, I'd be reaching out to them, but how are you going to be that obvious answer when there are literally hundreds of thousands of other people who do the same thing you do? And if they're being consistent and showing up and getting in front of their audience, right? Letting them hear them, letting them mess up in front of them, right? Doing live videos, all those things you're scared of, then they're going to ultimately be that obvious answer that other person is, not you, right? They're going to buy from that other person. They're going to join that other person, right? You have to be brave enough and have a strong enough why to go out there and to try and do something different that you've never done before. And if you don't, then you don't have a serious business, right? I'm just gonna say, if you don't, you're not serious. You're not serious about your business, and you have maybe a shoe fund, or you will continuously be just making enough money to pay for your products, okay? And you're not creating that success mindset that you're going to need to pass on to a builder. If you're having a hard time finding a builder for your team, right? Those other leaders who want to grow and scale with you, but you're not willing to do the things, how is your team? How is your team? You're just ultimately picking more people like you who are scared to do the things, right? Okay, so I'm going to read these questions here. Dawn is saying, yes, I agree with that. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Anna just started her own boutique. Megan, Missy, Kaylin. I know I saw a question in here. Can you go live on your own timeline? So, Dawn, do you mean on your personal profile going live? I would highly recommend going live on your personal profile. Yes. But just like I teach you, you're giving value. You're giving value. And going live on your personal profile is not going to benefit you if you're still showing up as the generalist. If you're still, just popping on there and you don't have a plan, and you're just, showing up, and you're like, dancing to music and twirling your hair, and like, oh, I can't remember what I was going to talk about today. It was something about my products, and like, oh my gosh, you guys, I just got back from like the best conference, and that's all about you. Nobody gives two about that, okay? The only reason they're going to show up to watch you is if you have something that benefits them, okay? So when you show up live, and you'll see me follow this formula myself, and this has come with a lot of trial and error, okay? I like to ask a question first, and this is something I teach inside the academy. You don't have to ask a question first, but I found that it catches people right away, right? And you want to hook people. So you want to have that introduction to hook people. You want to add value, your 3 points, right? Introduce who you are, then add your 3 points of information, or 4 points, however many points it would be, right? Keep it really clean and tight and short and simple. Have those bullet points planned out, right? Have a plan going in, and then have a call to action. Have a call to action at the end, because you want people to know what you want them to do, okay? Invite them to your group, okay? Invite them to a call. But do not try and sell something to them on your live video, on your personal profile. Do not talk about a 40% off sale for your products, or, some new Black Friday promotion, or whatever, this holidays that are coming up, right? Christmas promos. You don't want to do that. You want to show up, and if you are somebody who is in the beauty industry, then you talk about beauty tips that are beneficial to your audience. What are things that they want to know? If somebody has bad acne and you sell skincare, you also can be adding value to that audience by talking about different makeup techniques to cover acne. You could talk about like, yeah, cleaning your brushes. There's so many different things that you could talk about that are all going to fall under the umbrella of, you know, what your niche is interested in, and also going to allow you to be that expert in your field. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? So yes, definitely you need to be going live on your personal timeline. And then, you know, I always teach to bring to your group, because groups are where you can nurture, okay? And that's actually, I'm going to answer that question right now before before I forget about it, because one of my friends asked me about posting in her personal group versus her posting on her personal profile versus her group, and why what's the difference? Why would she do that? She didn't want to put too much energy or add more to her plate, because she was already busy, right, with adding more, having to show up in her group as well. But that's a backwards way of thinking, because she said she had 3,000 people who could be potentially seeing her on her personal profile compared to in her group, right? So let me tell you this. On your personal profile, you can have maxed out your friends. You could have 5,000 friends, and in your group, maybe you have 500, okay? On your personal profile, you're going to get, yes, you're going to get some engagement. Yes, you're going to get some people watching you. They aren't going to be consistent. They're going to be always different people, because it's a moving feed, right? Chances are you haven't connected with those people, and you're probably not making any sales, right? You're probably making, maybe if you're lucky, you're making some sales from those people, but likely not, right? Because you probably have been showing up as a generalist. They're probably just a whole bunch of different people, right? Men, women, 20 something, 50 something, who maybe they're interested in skincare, maybe they're interested in, just they liked your shirt that day, right? And they happen to pop onto your video, right? But in your group, those are people who raised their hand and said they wanted to see what you had, right? They wanted to join your amazing group because they, wanted to have that community with other women who were like them, and who, were interested in hearing about all the topics that can be covered under beauty, right? And health, right? And wellness, that they all kind of all fall together. Mindset, right? Because if we have acne, then we can probably cover things about mindset, right? We can probably cover maybe lighting, right? Maybe all these different things, right? So inside your group, you get to cover that stuff. And then what? You only have 500 people in your group. You had 5,000 on your personal profile, but in your group, all of those eyes, the majority of them are going to see you, okay? You'll probably have about half. You'll probably have about, like, I don't know, say if you had 500 people, you'd have, like, I don't know, 200 and something showing up on your videos, and actually being active, like fully engaging and active. But that already, imagine converting those to sales. They're already warm. They already came through your qualifying process, right? If you have done any of the trainings in this group. And so they're warmer leads. You're connecting with them, you're building that rapport, you're showing up in front of them live, they get to hear you, they get to see you, they get to hear the value that you're bringing, right? They are much more likely to buy what you have when you show up, when you do a post or do a live video, and you give some pointers on, how to do your makeup to cover, we're just staying on the same topic, do your makeup to cover your acne, and this is how I do it, and I have a couple of my friends who have been doing this and using some products actually that are part of a line that I have in my company, and their acne has been going away. And actually, you guys, while I'm on the topic, by the way, we're having like I have a coupon code for 20% off that stuff. If you are interested yourself, just send me a message, and I can get you that code. I know I only have a few of them, right? See how that can create those sales for you way easier than if you showed up and you're like, oh my gosh, you guys, we have an amazing Black Friday sale. And if your family, if you're looking for presents right now and you don't know what to get them, you should get them this, because they'll love this skincare, right? If that's how you're showing up, like how your posts look, you're already turning people off, right? But if you're showing up, giving value, showing them how to do something that they're really interested in knowing, because you know your audience, right? You're giving them that value, and then you weave those little things in there in that kind of way, right? If you have a 40% off sale, don't position it as I have a 40% off sale. You could say like, I have like by the way, I have a coupon code, just so happens that these products have worked pretty amazing on, my little brother or whoever. And I actually have a coupon code, I think, because we have Black Friday sales coming up. So if you do, want to take a peek at that, send me a message, right? So easy, right? Or raise your hand and I'll send you a message, right? And make sure when you connect with them in Messenger, right, because that's where your sales are done, make sure when you connect with them that you're asking them about them first. You're not just like, hey, here's a coupon code, right? Then you would say like, hey, Sarah, so how is your, how are you doing with X, Y, and Z, right? What are you looking for right now to help you with X, Y, and Z? What is your biggest struggle with this, right? You don't want to just give them the thing. You want to make sure you're listening and what they want, okay? So let me know if you guys are getting value from this, because this is really a deep dive here. I am really giving away a lot of goods. I was getting so many questions, and so excited about all the ladies in the academy, the success that they've been having. I just had to get on here. So Pat is asking, do we do live in different groups or timeline? You would do it in your own timeline. You don't want to go live in someone else's group promoting your products and services, right? And you're never promoting your products and services. You're literally giving value, okay? So you're teaching something educational or value-based that is under what your niche wants, okay? So you'd want to do it on your timeline, and then yes, in your own private group. Okay, Pat, you can reach out to me to ask if you have any more questions about that, because we're just diving into that group in the academy, or into groups in the academy right now, and how you can show up doing your own boot camps and stuff, Pat. So you'll definitely want to reach out to me if you have questions about that, so we can get clarity. Okay. Oh, Debbie, I'm gonna want to catch that, because like literally, so Debbie, you're going live tomorrow about intermittent fasting. Seriously, I'm so curious about intermittent fasting, because like I might as well do it, because half the time I feed my kids and then I forget to eat, and then I'm just eating really bad stuff and binge eating. So I'm really curious about that. So tag me on it so I can not miss it tomorrow. Yes. Oh, Missy, so you're saying it seems like it would be hard to start over. So do you mean like this would be starting over? Oh, like the live, I get what you're saying. It's not hard to start over. It is, if you don't start over and you don't implement these things, you'll just keep doing what you're doing. I mean, maybe you're happy with what you're doing, but if you want to actually find people like looking for what you have and like reaching out to you and buying your products, and then you want to have like team members who are having success doing the same, because you learn these skills. It's not just for you, you get to pass it on, right? And ultimately, like, that's what happens. That's what most people do, is they come into, I'm helping them usually, and this is what happened to me. I was only interested in learning for me and my team, and then it was like, oh, I really like what I'm learning here. And then I ended up ultimately going the coaching route, because I loved all the information, and I love that I could just help so many more people. For me, it was about that bigger impact, right? So it's really, you can choose to keep doing the same things, or it's like you show up live once a week, you have a value group, right? And you know who you're talking to. That's way easier, takes way less time, right? Like I literally work like 10 hours a week. That's what I work, okay? So, and you just learn everything else that goes with it comes naturally in, because now you're not doing all those activities that you don't need to be doing, that are such a waste of time. That imagine how many messages and cold messages and the list and all that crap that we were told to do, doing all those things, and you're getting all these no's. You know why you're getting no's? Because you're not even talking to the people who want what you have. You're literally just like talking to everyone, right? So it's so much easier to just do it, but it'll seem harder in the beginning because it's new, it's different, right? That's the hard part, is taking that first step. So Dawn is saying, so telling them your story or how your product changed your life. Yeah, so you want to think, and I'll answer a couple more and then we're gonna pop off because this is turning into like way longer than I expected. But you are thinking long term, okay? You're thinking long term. You are not only showing up every time talking about your products or the testimonials and all this stuff, right? Once in a while, you get to weave that stuff in, right? It's like this 80-20 rule, okay? And that goes on your personal profile, that goes on your group, no matter where you're showing up. You want to, none of this will make sense until you know who is your audience, right? Who are you speaking to and what is their urgent need, okay? If you don't have those things in place, and this is like the number one thing in the boot camp, what we go over, you guys, and it's so funny because everyone's done this in so many trainings, but it's like my first day is like the biggest day that everyone has those huge aha moments, and they are stuck there for a while, and that's what they need the most help with, is who is your niche? Who is your avatar, right? Who are you speaking to, okay? So you need to know those things. Otherwise, these things will sound hard, even though they're such easy steps. And that is why so many business owners are failing. That is why so many business owners are failing, okay? It's just a skill. It's a thing that you can learn, okay? So, guilty, big difference. Marilette, you're stuck in this circle, struggling to find that routine. Well, you know what? I got you. I got you, Marilette. So you just send me a message. We will get on a call and we will chat and we will, because yes, I know you're busy. And we are going to figure that out, okay? We're going to figure that out. Yes, take action. Yeah, Dawn. Again, it's like having the skills, knowing, reach out, getting the support. Marilette's part of our academy. She just started. So she's a busy mom. She's like a gymnastics and dance teacher. She's got wearing all the hats, right? Like all of us do. All of us have those busy days. So it's, it's having that support and that accountability and that kick in the butt to show you how to do it and where to go. So, yeah. Oh, Cassie, hi. Okay, so what is better, going live in my group or going live? Yeah, so that's where we just I just answered that question. You might have to watch the replay, but it's definitely better. You want to go live in both. There isn't one that's better than the other, right? Because you need to bring people from your personal profile into your group. People don't just appear in your group, okay? Because you have it set to private. But you definitely, you might have a larger audience because you have more friends on your personal profile, but you're not having the same quality of audience or connection, and you're not going to convert from your personal profile as you would from your group. And that's also something that I really dive into and teach is, how to convert, right, with groups and boot camps and things like that, which is what we're going into in the academy right now. So actually tomorrow we'll be talking about that more, you guys. And ladies, tomorrow we're going to be on Google Meet so that you can be live, and we're going to work out your pillars together. So you ladies in the academy, make sure you're showing up onto Google Meet tomorrow, and it's all set up, and we're going to be talking about working out our pillars together, okay? So make sure you go back and watch last week's and pay attention, because that's this week, okay? We're going to be live tomorrow together. Yes, so Lisa, you've started implementing that into your live videos, started asking a question first and then introducing yourself. Yeah, I don't know, it makes it easier for some reason. Perfect, so I'm seeing everyone saying that makes sense. Marilette, you're scared of the live? Well, we will get on a chat. I'll tag you in that live video training that we have inside the academy because we broke it all down. And we can practice some more, you guys. We can do some more of that live training that we did, because I really broke it down so simply in there. So yeah, it's not looking at ourselves. We don't look at ourselves. We don't fix our hair. We don't worry about those things. We literally have to think about our avatar, okay? Missy, I'm guilty of just inviting and adding people to my group that probably now I'm thinking about and honestly don't want to be there. Yeah, beneficial to ditch it and start a new one the right way. Okay, amazing question. Depends how many people are in your group. If you have a group that is, 30 people or 40 people, 50 people, and you don't think it's the right audience, what I would do is I wouldn't just ditch it unless you just like literally send invites to people and like you have no clue who these people are. But if it's only that many people, you easily could check out the members and send them private messages and say, because it's better to start closer in, right? With these warmer leads, I would send them a message and be like, hey, hey Sue, thank you so much for being part of my group, whatever the name of it is. You always want to say the name because people forget what groups they're in. You've been part of it for a while. I'm super excited because I'm creating a bunch of new content and value around X, Y, and Z topic, whatever it is, the topic that you, or niche that you provide for, right? And you could say, I'm really interested in what you would be wanting more of. What would you like to see more of inside this group so I can create value specific to your answers, right? And you could give like A, B, C, or D. You could give options to make it easier, because sometimes people, if you just ask them a question, they won't respond. So you could give a couple options. If they answer you and they pick one, great. If they don't, probably somebody who you could just take out of your group, right? Or if you really think they're not like that quality, that lead, that avatar, right, then you could simply just remove them, right? If you have a group that like literally has 15 people, don't worry about it. If you have a bigger group, then I would keep that group and I would just reconnect with those people and do what I just said. You can put a poll right up in the group as well. You definitely want to keep the engagement up, okay? These are all things that are super duper important and that we teach inside the academy. True value. Okay, I just did information on intermittent fasting yesterday. Oh, awesome. So Dawn and Debbie, you guys might have some collabs, right? That's another thing. That is another thing that I would add to my list, you guys, of, going live and collaborations, okay? I have this past year been on podcasts, been on online virtual summits, been on webinar, like so many things, you guys. Live video with other people. Scary as hell when you first start, yes, but when you know who your audience is, when you know who you're speaking to, when you show up and collaborate with other people, you get in front of their audiences and you get to also bring them on, right? It helps you look like that specialist. It helps you grow your audience, okay? So that is another huge tip that I would give to you, okay? So if you're not collaborating, you're not getting on other people's, in their groups and giving trainings on something you specialize in, or getting on podcasts and things like that, definitely do it, okay? Let me see, last question, you guys. Okay, so Lisa, I have received numerous cold invites in a week. Let me get this thing off here. I have received numerous cold invites in a week and from people I have not had conversations with. The reach out is more welcoming. Yes, you definitely want to always reach out, have that conversation, and build that rapport. And the nice thing right now about groups, you guys, is before you literally could be added to a group and you had no awareness of it. Now you can't, okay? You have to accept. So just keep that at top of mind, okay? So let me know, you guys. Give me some flames. Let me know if you got value from this, because I've been talking for a long time and I just gave you everything you needed in order to build and scale your business quickly, okay? Those are the things that I would do if I was starting over, okay? And I gave you bonus nuggets of information by answering your questions, okay? So this was like a super beneficial training, really a lot of information here, but in order to take it, in order to use it, and in order to turn it into something that you can use, you have to do it. You have to do the things. You have to take action, okay? So if you are in network marketing, if you are a leader in your space, if you have a team, if you are a photographer, if you have your own boutique, if you are doing those things and you're struggling to have people actually showing up and saying, yes, I want what you have, right? Then you need to have these skills. It all comes down to that. You can have this amazing business and these amazing products that you know do amazing things, but if you don't have the skills to market it online, if you don't have the skills to get in front of your audience, if you don't have the skills to know even who that person is that you're talking to, then you will continue to stay in this vicious cycle. You will continue to, be popping in and out of groups and getting those free trainings and, getting those free resources and going onto YouTube and going onto Google and trying to puzzle piece all the things together like I did in the beginning, okay? You'll do all those things and you'll still be there again this time next year, okay? So you need to take action. You need to get that accountability and that support, right? And you need to have those skills in place so that you aren't in this place again next year. Like my biggest, wish for you is that next year that you would be, hosting your own group live interview or your own, chat or your own podcast with people and sharing their stories of people in your downline, right? And that you would be talking about the team that just took off because of these simple strategies that you learned how to implement and how to use on social media in order to get in front of your audience, right? Because all of these things can be used on any platform in any business that you're in, okay? So, you guys, if you have questions, if you are that person, you're serious, you're at that step and you want to take action, reach out to me, okay? Reach out to me and let's have a conversation, okay? Everything that you got here is just, what I would do, but you need the how-to, right? You need the how-to. And we have a lot of you amazing ladies in here who are already in the academy who can attest to, what we do in there and how we show up, how we start with mindset, how we talk about, building your niche, really understanding that avatar, right? Getting in front of your audience the right way, showing up live so you don't feel like you're so scared and worried about how you sound and all of those things. Being able to create that content that converts, what value really means, right? Because we talk about value, but what that really means and how to do that. What are those other topics that can fall under that, right? Because it's really hard when you start thinking about it. What do I talk about, right? What if I sell makeup or if I sell, skincare, how do I bring that and talk about it without selling it or being pushy, right? How do I get people to reach out to me and buy the products and things that I have, just like they did with Lisa, right? Just like Mary Jo had people joining her team while she was on holidays, like Naima, who's literally now her side gig is her number one gig. She doesn't go to work anymore. She literally earns her income from home through her side business, right? So all of these stories of these ladies in the academy who are doing all the things that by using these systems and strategies, okay? So if you want to have a conversation, just reach out to me. And we'll schedule in a chat. I have a few openings and a few things up my sleeve. So hopefully you guys got so much value from this and I will look forward to talking to you. Take care.